let's talk about it. I'm here with the crew. I have Tammy, Atia, and Sandra. And as you know, Moni is away on business and she will be back with us at a later date. Okay, so let's get into it. Wow. I want to say that this topic really hit a nerve. I was looking through some topics lately. I was going through some media footage, and I came across something that was very unnerving to me: the suicide rate. Wow, I was so crazy unnerved about how high the suicide rate is in America. And I guess my question is, why would something unravel somebody to the point where they would want to take their own lives? You know, what could be that deep? What could be that profound that you just don't want to live anymore? Okay, so we'll be back and talk more about this topic. Okay, and we're back. So, we're talking today about suicide. It's a very sensitive subject. It's something that nobody really wants to talk about. And so, there's always the same response when we hear about someone who took their own life. And it's always like, why would they do that? So I guess the last person that took their own life that shook me up was Anthony Bourdin. For those of you who don't know Anthony Bourdin, he is a chef. Well, he was a chef. He was a well-renowned chef. He had a show on CNN News, and he traveled the world just tasting food and experiencing other cultures. And so when I heard, I was like, what? Anthony, he always seemed like he was just enjoying life, at its best. And so it's like, oh my God, now they're going to take off Parts Unknown, because that was the name of the show, Parts Unknown. And he just touched down on the humanitarian issues dealing with all these cultures. So yeah, when Anthony did that, I was taken back to when Robin Williams did it. Mm-hmm. Robin is another one, like, always seems so upbeat and cheerful and making everybody laugh, because that's what comedians do. But comedians also hide their pain through their, comedy. So clearly there are some mental issues going on in this suicide situation. And believe it or not, teenagers have the second highest rate of suicide. Teenagers, those who have not even begun their lives, those who will never have children, never have families. What happened? So I'm just here to try to understand, ladies.
Lately, and with social media, and this is something that we didn't always have, but with social media, it's popping up that they're leaving letters behind. Mm-hmm. That a lot of people are leaving letters behind. It was a cop who decided to kill himself because of all the injustice in the police department. Wow. Just from seeing police officers get away with murdering black people was enough to make him decide to kill himself.
Wow.
And he did that as a stand. It's on social media is a letter floating around where a little girl, 15 years old, left a note to say that she decided to commit suicide because her uncle was molesting her. And when they decided to put the uncle out of the house, that was the only comfort that she knew. And then she got a tutor. and she started making advances towards this tutor to try and get him to replace
learned behavior,
the comfort that the uncle was showing her.
Oh my.
We have another one on Facebook, a very popular family called the Baxters. Their son just committed suicide in September of this year, and the mother is documenting and telling us the reasons why her son committed suicide, and being very open with it. It's a horrible trend. It's a horrible trend, and it seems as though the reasons are far and wide. But what I'm noticing is that everybody wants to be loved.
absolutely.
Everybody wants to be loved. Yes. That's an understatement.
Yes.
You know, that's an understatement. We need, all of us are interconnected in such a way that we need love. We feed off of love. Love nurtures us. If you are a person that feels like you're unloved, and feels like nobody understands you, nobody wants you, you don't fit in. Like, all of these types of things can lead to a depression, you know, and with depression comes all of these, because suicide, that's a demon. Suicide is
Absolutely.
a demonic force telling you nobody wants you, nobody cares about you, just take your life, you're never going to fit in, you're never, and I'm here to say the devil is a lie.
Right.
Exactly.
Yes, he is.
It's not him.
And
Yes.
we gotta encourage that little mustard seed of faith. You know, I think that's a lot of things. People aren't exercising their faith.
Right.
And there are times when you get depressed and you feel like, what's the use? It could be, for example, a child that's just unruly, and I'm gonna speak for me, and I raised her the best I could, and I had 3 of them, and I always say, oh, well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, but in reality, you know, she's a lost soul.
Yes.
You know, and it bothers me. It's like, why? What happens? A mother could feel like I wasn't successful with her.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it could depress you.
It could.
Now, I've had experience with people who contemplated suicide. Now, I knew this one person that would try to commit suicide over 20 times. And I had to realize that this person was always trying to commit suicide when there was someone around to catch them, to find them,
To
so
stop
I
them.
think it was a plea for attention.
Help, a
Like
plea
you
for
said,
help.
you need that love, you know?
Mhm.
Now, I once witnessed suicide, and it's been over 20 years, and it still sticks with me. I was waiting on the L, and this young guy was just, you know, you go to the edge to look up for the train, and I didn't look for the train, but he was sitting there swinging his legs, and I said, oh, honey, you scaring me, because I talk to people. You scaring me, come on. He was like, oh, it's okay. And I'm like, I'm getting angry, because the more he sat there swinging his legs, the more I was like, oh my God, if he fall, you know, I'm thinking, what's going to happen? What's going to happen?
Yeah, he's making you uncomfortable.
Periodically, he would say, the train's not coming, and we're like, okay. When the train did come, he decided to jump, and all I could hear was the crushing of his bones.
Oh.
It just stuck with me. So when I go on the train, I'm way back here. My ex-husband used to go look, and I would say, look, don't go near there. Because guess what? When the train comes, I guarantee you're going to see it. You know, it's horrible. And that guy couldn't have been 20. And you would wonder, like, what's going through your mind? What's wrong? Why don't you have somebody somewhere you could talk to? People aren't exercising their faith, because if they was, there's a pastor, there's a brother, there's a sister in Christ, there's somebody you can go to and say, hey, I'm feeling like this.
Yes.
You know, I feel like giving up.
Yes.
I just don't want to go on, you know? There was a time when I felt like that with my first husband. I just couldn't imagine not having him in my life. I couldn't imagine. We grew up together. You know, we married at 21, and now you gone? What am I going to do? And I got 3 kids? All kinds of things was going through my head. And I wasn't saved. So, of course, the devil was having his way with me. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? But thank God I had daughters that was right up under me, you know, and then I had a sickly baby, so I really had to pay more attention to her, and it started taking my place.
Yes.
You know, and I'm like,
I
gotta
be here
do
for
this,
them.
right. But when you don't have those obstacles to keep you from doing stuff, you never know what you're going to go through, and you never know what you're going to do. It's detrimental how your mind can just play tricks on you. And again, I'm going to always take it back to faith. I'm going to always take it back to faith, because there's times now I get depressed, I get sad, and I go into the Word.
Yes.
And the Word of God encourages me.
Yes.
And it gives you life.
It gives me
And that's
life.
exactly, and that's why it's there.
Right,
And both of you guys mentioned that is demonic. That is
Yes.
There's a demonic aspect to it. But that's one thing that's not discussed in reference to mental health. They're always trying to figure out whether it's a chemical imbalance, whether
Yes.
outside factors, but nobody is talking about the spiritual aspect of it. And until people come to the realization that demons are real, we're going to stay far away from the real truth about mental health.
Yes.
But you know what it is? See, there's no money in a cure. And if they say, you know, this, hey, you need some spiritual guidance, you need this, you that.
That's not money.
Yeah,
It's
because
not a
you're
pill.
going to find the Lord. He's going to save you. He's going to fix you. He's going to
And
make
you're
you
not
better.
going to need a pill.
And you're not going to need a pill.
And
There's
therefore-
no money in the cure.
And therefore, we will not be able to charge up your insurance cost.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes.
Yes.
We had a young lady, a friend of ours, that committed suicide a few months ago. And she left a message on Facebook, a little slightly cryptic. It was very sad because she was a young mother, a wife, and different things like that. And we all grew up in the church. And, you know, sometimes people just think that it's never going to get any better. And this is what it is. And maybe you do have that person that's supposedly in your corner, but not, you know, sharing encouraging words to you, you know, want to keep you downtrodden and different things like that. Recently, just within the last, you know, week or so, another one of my friends, he posted on Facebook that this pastor committed suicide.
Oh, my.
A pastor.
That knows, to supposedly know the word.
So some people would think, oh, you know, because pastors, they don't have nobody to talk to. I don't think nobody should have nobody to talk to.
Exactly.
There's just no excuse, and it does come down to mental health.
Yes, yes.
And they are spirits. You know what I mean? In the book world is mental health. In the spiritual world, they demons.
Yes,
Absolutely.
They demons.
And God cast them out all the time. He cast them out. He did it then, and He's doing it now. And He's the same God. So let's talk about it, okay? The very same God.
And that's something to talk about.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, audience, tell us what you think about this subject. Give us any type of information you may have, any encouraging thoughts or words that you may have for somebody who may be contemplating this horrible act. Okay? And any last words, ladies?
Yes. Also, if anyone out there is going through a depression or something that they may have titled you with mental health, please know that there is help out here. There are people that are willing to do what they need to do for you. Begin to pray. If you don't have a relationship with the Lord, build a relationship. It'll save your life. Your life depends on it.
And we will be leaving information down at the bottom for anyone, even if you know someone who is always talking about it. Because sometimes there are signs before they actually do it. They talk about it. They say, I'm going to kill myself and all that, until one day they really do it. And you might not think they're going to do it and just ignore it, but a lot of times they do. So we're going to leave some information down at the bottom for you, and we'll be back in a minute. Well, we're back from a deep topic. Okay, but now we're going to liven it up a little bit. We're here with Moni's Health Tips. Moni, I sure hope you have some good health tips for us today.
Hi, it's your girl Simone, aka Moni G's, here with today's health tip. So yes, it's a new year and we all want to start our New Year's resolutions. We want to make changes for ourselves for the year. But I wanted to talk about the importance of our body's reactions to certain chemicals. For one, we don't know what we're missing and what we're not missing in our daily diet. So you might want to check with your doctor and get these levels checked. And this one I'm going to talk about today is magnesium. Magnesium is involved in hundreds of biochemical reactions in your body. It is a mineral found in the earth, sea, plants, animals, and humans. It's about 60% in your body, in your bone density, while the rest is muscle, soft tissue, fluids, including your blood. In fact, magnesium's main role is it helps the molecules in your body react to perform better. So you, like I said, you want to make sure that you get your levels checked. It helps in your energy creation. It helps convert the food into energy. The protein formation, it helps create new proteins from amino acids. And your muscle movement, it is a very important part of your muscle contractions as it relaxes and it moves. So sometimes if you're deficient in magnesium, you'll get cramping in your muscles when you're working out. Sometimes if you're just sitting still, if your magnesium is low, you're going to experience some kind of muscle contraction. And it also helps regulate your nervous system. So you want to make sure that your magnesium levels are to a point where you're not affecting your nervous system. Unfortunately, studies suggest that about 50% of people in the U.S. have the daily recommended dose of magnesium. So you want to make sure that you get you maybe a 250 milligrams of magnesium per day. But like I said, before you start that, you want to talk to your doctor and make sure that your levels are fine. But again, magnesium is very important. It helps eliminate a lot of things that, you know, we on a daily basis don't even know why it's happening. Like it helps fight depression. You know, so that's something, you know, with the biochemicals in our bodies, a lot of people are dealing with depression, especially throughout the course of this pandemic that's going on in the world today. So I don't want to keep you guys long. So I just want to make sure that you understand the importance of having magnesium in your diet. It is in a lot of our green leafy vegetables. So make sure you talk to your doctor about getting your magnesium. And again, guys, we must take care of ourselves. So that's Moni with your health tip of today.
Okay, Moni. Yes, I can definitely use some of those tips. And now we have up next is Atia with What's Trending.
Hi, my name is Atia, and COVID conversations are still trending nearly 2 years after the onset of this pandemic. Patients are discussing their experiences while having the virus, and doctors are researching new mental health side effects that occurs after having the virus. Though reported in small numbers and considered rare, COVID-19 psychosis is affecting people all around the world. It is not only affecting adults, but it is also affecting children. What is psychosis? Psychosis is a mental disorder that impairs one's sense of reality. It causes hallucinations, delusions. It causes one to talk incoherently, and it also causes agitation. Why is this important? Because violence, homicides, suicides are at an all-time high. What doctors are discovering is that patients that develop COVID-19 psychosis may have had very mild to none of the known COVID symptoms such as fever, loss of taste of smell, and shortness of breath. While the risk of developing COVID-19 psychosis is still low, doctors are advising patients and their families to pay attention to new onsets of paranoia, depression, or withdrawal from family or friends, people talking to themselves, and just not seeming to be themselves. If you notice this trend in your community, amongst your family and friends, please comment below. We'd like to know, because that's what's trending.
Next up, we have Sandra with Explain Yourself.
So the other day I saw this lady with a baby, and I was like, oh, your baby's so cute. And I said, how old is he? She said, oh, he's 27 months. Right then and there, I wanted to take my compliment back. She made me mad. Sometimes you don't like doing math. So now I have to figure out how many times does 12 go into 27, and then I have to figure out how old your kid is. After their first birthday, They're one. You don't have to keep counting months. It's okay. All right? You can continue to do that. You got to explain yourself.
Okay, Tammy, we're here with the spotlight of today, girl. What do you have for us? Who's going to be performing? Who's going to be cooking? Who is it?
Well, Bethel, I'm glad you asked. Hey, fam, it's your girl, Tam. Now, today I have for you Taffy the Clown. Yes. Now, I had the opportunity to be at an event that she was hired for, and I must admit, it was a good time. Not only for the kids, I found myself over there dancing and playing with them as well, you know. So, let me see what she do. She does a lot of things with them. She play with them. She has a good aura about herself. You know, you get around somebody, you just feel like, oh, this is a good person. She has that kind of aura about herself. Check her out. She face paints, she twists balloons and all kinds of things. I guarantee you, you'll love her. And guess what? Here's the plus. She good on the pockets. Hey, can't get no better than that with good entertainment, right? Now, you'll see her information scroll by. Get ready so you can write it down. And when you contact her, make sure you let her know you saw her here on Let's Talk About It. Ha! Peace.
And here we are, ladies, at the end of another show. What a powerful segment.
Yes.
What a powerful segment. And we hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to see you back here again. And I just want to say, my prayer for you is that you stay grounded, that you stay faithful, that you stay believing in yourself, and that you continue to walk on the path that God has prepared for you.
Yes, and all you talented people out there, hit me up. I'd love to put you on a showcase.
And if you have something that you need and you want to get off your chest, this is the platform to do it.
We'd love to hear your thoughts and comments about today's show. Our name is our address. Hit us up.
And with that being said, we'll see you back here next time on Let's Talk About It.